So if you own a MacBook, which I do, and personally I've never really been into a Mac until I started up this channel. Actually, I bought this years ago. It's a MacBook Air, and it's a 2011, but one thing that I always wanted was an iMac. So, but what I got, even this is a gift. This is the Magic Mouse 2. Fantastic. This stuff is fantastic. There is no getting away from it. It is quality built. But I'm not away to spend thousands on a 27-inch iMac at this stage of the game and the level of the game, for the sake of, oh, I've already got a MacBook Air. But for those of the cleverest of you viewers that notice that I wear glasses because I'm half blind, I would benefit from the 27-inch screen. So how do I do that on a budget without selling up to try and make money and using the kit that I've got? So if I look back, the only difference between the MacBook Air that I've got now, it's there's only 4 gig of RAM in it. It's a 128 gig SSD, and it's got the, oh, I can't even mind what the thing was called, but it had the great photo screen thing, right? Whereas now the new iMacs, they're beautiful. There's no getting away from it. They're absolutely beautiful. But to be fair, there's something I need. So I come on to the idea of buying a monitor. I've done a wee YouTube video onto that, obviously, because I like how I'm trying to progress. As you can see, the background effects that can be done, I've learned how to do that. But I wanted to share today what I've done between my MacBook Air, which I'm now starting to use, and the difference a 27-inch monitor makes. Okay, so without further ado, let's show you my desk in the studio, and well, I'll hit a comfy here. I'll hit to go and do it in the studio, obviously. Okay, so here we are. This is the kind of, this is the workstation that I work in now in the studio, and here is the glorious 27-inch monitor. Okay, but here's my MacBook. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. There's a Thunder port here down in the corner. So basically I bought a Thunder port to HDMI, which goes into the back of there. Alright, so what happens now is, maybe I should have left it switched on, but hey ho, here's what you get. So you can either have your mirroring your images, or like what I've done here, I've got one of my best mates here. Alright FC, that's a great photo that we've got of that. So as you can see, seeing this on a 27-inch screen, that's incredible. It's very clear, but it's operated through here. So what I've relatively got now is actually, I've got 2 PCs. So I've got the Magic Mouse, okay? So as you can see, if you watch the screen here on the right, okay, you'll see the mouse moving, alright? And by the way, this is live, randomtherapy007@gmail.com. That I've now got up and started. So if you want to get in touch with us about anything, hey, there you go. There's what you do. Send us an email and I'll get back to you. Now, as you can see, when you come down to the bottom, your bar comes up, alright? So I can open up many things there. So for instance, we'll say I want to keep tabs on how my channel is, alright? So I'll go into that, and then I'll go to my YouTube, alright? So I'll bring up my YouTube, and then I've got to sign in, obviously, right? This is a new thing actually. I've done the old 2-step, unfortunately, and well, okay, and then I'll go to, actually I've signed into the wrong account. That was the old account I've actually got. So Anyway, I can go to my studio, so that way I'm showing my own stuff. Alright, so there's my, it's an old channel I've got there. Look, I've still got 8 subscribers, right? But at the same time while I'm watching on that, or I can actually have as well open, if I go to Finder, right, on this, and then I'll go to see my, I'll go to desktop actually, there you go. So I've got the desktop, and there you go. So I'm working on stuff just now, right, on my squirrel cam, alright. So there's a couple of things I've got ready to go into the iMovie, right. Now here's where it gets good. When I go for this screen and I go onto this screen, right. So all I do is I've set it up in settings so that I go from the left hand side of that screen and the mouse continues through. Okay, so you can see it there in the eye. There's the mouse, comes through, and there it is there. Alright, there's the mouse there. Now all I do is I just come down to the bottom here, and look at that. I've actually got another bar, right? So we'll go to the iMovie for instance, because I'm now going to be able to do some editing, alright? So I'm going to be able to create a movie, alright? And then now, although sometimes I've got it set up when it first comes up, everything opens up on this screen on the right, but all you do is you just drag it over, alright? And there you go. So I'll just make that a full screen now, and that's me. I am now ready to start my video editing to get an upload up to YouTube. So, and that is it. So for the cost of what I've done was for a monitor, and I had the webcam now for doing the live streams, so I've got that as well. I've also got my wee speaker, there's a video on that as well, the Artisan, right? So that actually, I'm covered. I've got everything here right in front of us, and all it's cost me was a new monitor, a 27-inch monitor, nothing spectacular, but it's an HP M27F. As I said, there's a video that I've done. Actually, I'll try and do this old link in below, or you know what, I might even put it on at the end for you to watch. But that's it. That's all I've had to do. And for the sake of the cost of a cable, and the sake of the cost of a monitor, and the sake of the cost of a webcam, because to be fair, that's actually better quality than what I've got on this, and it's really, really hard to get this to focus in. So I've done my test run with the live streams and everything worked well. So that's it. A day in the life of random therapy, and how I create my movies. And there you go, the addition of, rather than spending a fortune on an iMac, I've created my own system with a monitor. So there you go. So there we have it. I hope you found it interesting. It was certainly interesting for me to do it, but it just shows you, if you're on a bit of a shoestring budget, this is all stuff I've had for years. And although that iMac is now 10 years old, I've no longer got upgrades onto it, and it's not the latest operating system, but everything works. So really, for my skills, I have no benefit in spending thousands of pounds on new tackle. So how many of you guys are out there with exactly the same setup sitting as me, and you've got all this stuff sitting there and you don't use it? Shame on you. Now, on the good news, there's only 8 days to go, and the new part of the channel starts with the 3D printing. I've already got loads of ideas coming out my head here, so please be sure to stay and subscribe for that one. Thanks everybody for your support up to now. I've also actually now went to 55,000 views, so thank you. And I'm only 3 away from hitting 210 subscribers. So if you're new to this channel, there's 3 spaces left for you. Get in there, go and get them now. So till the next one, all see you.